Hey everybody, it's BATJAC J.W. coming back to you to keep you entertained right here during this kind of shut-in moment. But hey, let's talk about some grips and revolvers. Yeah, my favorite subject really is revolvers. So let's talk about the grips. We've talked a lot about over time different revolvers and whatnot, but let's talk about the grips. Like for instance, this set of grips on this one. This is a round butt end frame. Now, these grips are really a great deal of money. And when you're going around buying up some revolvers, especially the older ones, for me, I've always loved the old original grips. And as I found out through just my own personal buying and selling and all that, I found out that the grips really make a huge difference on that piece. A lot of times they'll yank the grips. I remember when I bought one of the Model 19s, the fella, when I was buying it from him, he did not have the original Smith & Wesson grips on it. And I actually asked him to reduce the price, and he did. He kind of gladly understood and gladly did reduce the price for me. But some people, they'll try that. And not saying that he was maybe perhaps being dishonest, but sometimes they will see if you know that or not. Like this particular set of grips right here, you're talking about a $300 to $400 deduction of price if it didn't have these original grips for this particular one. This one being a Lou Horton 29.3. Another one that I noticed, and I just brought out a couple that I've noticed that the money is really dramatic, like the Colt Diamondback. The original grips off of this baby is really some silly money, just as much as these right here. I've seen these things go for some stupid amount of money, and that goes for like Python and whatnot. And of course, you guys know the story about my single action and its grips. Of course, how could we not bring this one in to the video when we're talking about revolvers and grips? As you guys know, this is the Cimarron Rooster Shooter. I bought it strictly for the yellow, aged yellow, orange grips that it once had to replicate the Duke. And of course, I dropped it, being the fumble butterfingers that I have. I dropped it, it broke, and that led an entire journey in designing and making my own right here. So, how could we not bring that and show that in there? And this particular one right here was actually featured in a movie that I lent this to. It's called the John Doe Western, directed by the Riffle brothers. They used this exact firearm right here in their film with these grips on it. Were in that film, so that's really cool. Let's look at some other Smith & Wesson grips here, since we're bringing up revolver grips. Another set is like this. These are off of my 29, or not my 29. See, I got Dirty Harry on my brain here because I get the gun close to the table and within hand's reach. You got to get all jittery and stuff. But anyway, these are off of the pre-Model 10 Smith that I have. This right here, you can see they have the diamond in the middle. There's a better view of it. The diamond in the middle sets it back to an older grips, and of course that one being, I think it's like 1948 or something. That definitely indicates that these are nice old grips, especially for that gun, that particular gun. They do still have some really nice character, so I like it. Excuse all the noise outside. They're probably doing something because they know I got the camera on. All right, now let's take a look at this one here. These grips are a 29 square butt, and they can get pricey too. These can definitely run you up over $100 now easily. Square butt end frame Smith & Wesson grips, and you'll see some variations where some of them have this divot like this and some of them are cut out like a C notch. I have both, and of course the nice thing about some of these, if you're not really so much in the collector's market, there's a lot of aftermarket like reproductions now of these grips that'll cost you about I've seen some of these go for about $70, and if you check out like places like eBay, you'll see a lot of these grips floating around. A lot of serious money for some of them, especially the original ones, and that's just kind of how it goes. But anyway, when you're out and about buying some collectible revolvers or some nice old school revolvers like I love, the grips are definitely key, and they can command some pretty serious money. Again, like I've seen these finger grooved round butt ones right there for the end frame, especially the end frame, labeled the Lou Horton grips, go for some really ridiculous prices that I think is ridiculous for the grips, but that's just the market for you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for hanging out, and I'll keep you entertained. BATJAC J.W. I'm out.